Please give it up for the very funny John Heffron.
All right, so I have so much to tell you. First off, you're gonna hear me slur, you're gonna hear me mumble. I'm not drunk. Here's what happened to me a few months ago. I'm on stage, as I'm talking, the whole right side of my face starts to become paralyzed. And like any dude, I figure I'll do my show, I'm gonna go to Arby's, and then I'm gonna see how I feel after that. Okay? So I go to Arby's, and the whole time I'm at Arby's, my right side just starts getting just lower and lower and like this, right? So I take a picture of my face, and then I send it to my brother, who's a heart surgeon, and I go, is this a stroke? Right? And then I eat some curly fries. And then all of a sudden, I get a text thing back from him where you ever just have somebody text you back, and the text bubble is just lasting longer than you would like it to, and it just keeps going. So I'm sitting there eating my regular roast beef, waiting for him to respond, right? And then all of a sudden it disappears. And I'm like, okay, what happened to him? Did he fall? What happened to him now? Then all I got back from him was an emoji thumbs up. I'm like, okay, what took you? So were you trying to find the right skin color for the thumbs up? Then the text bubble comes back and he's typing more. So I'm like, oh my God. Then all of a sudden, an ambulance, a guy running, and then a headstone. So now I'm trying to read it like it's a cave painting. Because I'm like, I don't understand the running guy. Like, that guy, I get it. I should run to an ambulance, or shouldn't I run to a hospital? I have so many questions about this. But then I'm like, you're a doctor. How is a headstone in your current emojis? Like, that seems like something you would have to scrolled. It shouldn't be something you used on a daily basis, right? So then, like any guy, now I'm a little bit afraid, I'm gonna be honest with you, of going to an emergency room, but not because of what happens at the emergency room. I don't even know if I have health insurance. I don't even know if I'm covered anymore, right? And then I'm worried, probably my crappy health insurance, it probably covers parking. Right? I'm like, maybe I'll just wish this away. But by this point, I couldn't even feel my face, and everything drooped, right? So I go to the ambulance. It's Christmas Eve. I get to the hospital, and I'm laying in the bed thing, and they do all these tests, and it wasn't a stroke. It was this thing called Bell's palsy, where it's basically the nerve on the right side of your face just goes, I'm out, I'm done. Right? So your face starts to twitch, and then your brain is like, this is weird. The right side isn't booting up. Let me call customer support of the nervous system and just see. So then your brain calls customer support, and then the nervous system's like, okay, what's going on? Well, the left side's working, but the right side is just totally nothing. It's not, the eye's not even blinking. I got nothing. Nothing's coming out of the right side. And then customer support's like, okay, here's what we want to do. You're gonna have to just unplug the entire thing for 30 seconds. And then your brain's like, you want me to unplug the entire face? Yeah, just unplug it for 30 seconds. And then just tell me what's going on. Okay. All right, so what's going on? The left eye is blinking, but the right eye still nothing? Yeah, can I put you on hold so I can get a supervisor, right? And then I asked the doctor, I'm like, okay, so with thing, he's like, yeah, you lost a nerve on the right side of your face, nothing works. And I go, well, do you have anything to give me to make it, work again? And then the doctor, literally, he goes like this, he goes, He literally, just instead of giving me something you learned in medical school, Okay, those of you who have teenagers know, if you tell your teenager to do something, they respond as if you tasered them, right? So, it's literally like I asked this doctor when he was 16, is your homework done? Hey, can you throw this away from me before you... My whole day's ruined. So then I go, okay, is there medicine? He goes, well, there's like a steroid, but we can give you, but it's basically, you know how in Halloween you get those Smarties? It's basically all it is. It's just sugar pill. It really does nothing, but you feel better because you're taking something. So then I go, okay, well, how long am I gonna be without a right side of my face? Because I would like, you know, all of it to just be kind of working. And again, he goes, it could never come back. And then he paused. He goes, it could take 5 months, could be a couple weeks. Some people, 40% chance of he. And then I'm sitting there going, you're gonna lead with never? Just as a comic, I know to rewrite stuff. I wouldn't lead with never. And then he goes, but it's stress related. So, okay, well, you know what? You've stressed me out enough. The left side is now twitching. So, you keep talking, everything will even out eventually, because we'll just drop the left side and then everything's symmetrical again. I'm like, you have nothing. You've told me I can't get better, and you have no medicine for me. If I would have went to anybody who sells essential oils, they would have had more of a cure for me than what I'm hearing right now. They would have pulled out their book of spells. Oh, you got the Bell's palsy curse. Hold on. And then, it's viral, so you need some thieves, and then some oregano, and some peppermint, and then we'll just diffuse your whole face, and you should be fine, right? But then it was weird. Before I went into the getting all the CAT scans or whatever it's called, they go, we need an emergency number for you before you kind of go on. And that was a weird question for me because it was also right smack dab when my divorce was going on. Right when everybody was fighting over money was I wonder why my face imploded. Anyway, correlation? I don't know. Anyway, right, they go, we need a number for you to write for like emergency contact. And it was the first time that question, I didn't have the go-to number as my emergency contact. I'm like, well, I'm not giving you my brother's number because he's just gonna text you a dumb emoji. You're gonna end up getting 2 hands up in the field goal position. Check his eggplant, laughing emoji. Right? So then they go, well, we need somebody. We can't just put you in without a number. I'm like, I don't know. Is there another doctor who lives in this area? Maybe somebody who can use their words more than you? Right, so then, here's my life lesson out of this, right? Here's my life lesson, because that was just life. Okay, it was right when my divorce was going on, and I know everybody in this room, you have something going on in your life that is horrible, and you wish it wasn't going on, and if it wasn't, you think your life would be 100% perfect. Well, here's the deal. You're strong enough to handle whatever it is you got going on in your life, and the fact that you were even able to come here tonight shows me your bottom isn't even that deep, right? Even if you think your life sucks, oh man, my life sucks, just, you know what, accept it. It's your reality changes, you know, sometimes there's thunderstorms, deal with it, because don't challenge life, because there was like a week or two where I was, boo-hoo, I'm getting a divorce, my life sucks, my life can't get any worse than it is now. Then life went, whoa, 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 whoa. I'm sorry, did you just say something? I feel challenged. Do you think I cannot make it worse for you? Is that what you just said? right, how about this? Mouth, how about this? How about right after you've been married for 17 years, right when you're single, I drop the right side of your face. How about that? How about I melt the entire right side of your face like you had a real tough hot yoga class? How about that? I want to see you change your online dating profile picture. I want to see if you're man enough to put what you really look like today. I want to see you change your intro sentence. Hey, looking for a female into the Phantom of the Opera guy, hit me up. Then I gotta order that mask from Amazon. Music of the night. Looking for a girl with a ski mask fetish, DM me. Who's in the goalies? Hit me up. Right, so then I'm sitting there having a moment where I'm thinking about what's my new life, right? Because my reality changed. Listen, life unfolds, life unwinds, all that stuff happens. So now I get to live anywhere I want in the entire country, right? Moving out of Los Angeles, I got a little cash, and I'm like, I'm gonna post up in cities all over the country. Where am I gonna live? And I go, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna get a shipping container house. And this is gonna be awesome. I'm gonna get a shipping container house, and I'm gonna drop the shipping container house in about 30 acres, right? It's gonna be in the middle of 30 acres. I'm gonna have a long gravel driveway with colored markers along the driveway. That way, if a vehicle's approaching, I'll know how many yards out that vehicle is. And unless your vehicle doesn't say Domino's or Amazon Prime, I'm putting a bullet through the engine block. Right? But then I'm like, you know what? I can't even live that. That's probably how I really want to live. But now that I'm single, I can't find some woman and be like, hey, you should come out to my place. Okay, where do you live? All right, it's gonna get weird. This is where I lose them. Anyway, you're gonna find a gravel road. You're gonna get on the gravel road. You're gonna drive until right about the time your cell reception starts to get really bad. Okay. Right about the time it switches to Rogers, you think you're in Canada, you're gonna keep going, and then you're gonna come to a river. There's gonna be a boat and a canoe, there's a rope, pull yourself across the river, and then get out of that, and then there's gonna be a guy standing there, he's gonna ask you a riddle. And then, if you get the riddle correct, he will tell you what path to go down. Then you'll go down a path, and then you're gonna see a shipping container house. You're gonna think that's mine. That's a decoy, that's the burner container. Mine is actually buried under that in case there's surveillance from the air. So that's exactly, because I don't know how solid my divorce agreement is. So I'm gonna be living underground for a little bit longer. Right? And also, the whole time that I'm there, I have a roommate or a curtain mate or whatever you want to call him. And this gentleman, this was Christmas Eve, by the way, that I went into the emergency room. So it's Christmas Eve. The guy next to me is about 70. He cut his hand carving turkey for Christmas Eve, right? And the whole time he's there, this guy is complaining about the millennials who are working at the hospital. Nonstop, the entire time I'm there. He was just like, these millennials, this whole hospital full of millennials. Look at, and this guy's about 70-something. He's like, no, but these are all millennials. Like, why can't there be more people my age? I'm like, no. And then, did that guy just fall asleep working on me? Right, so, why is he eating all my Jell-O? That's my Jell-O. Right, so the whole time, he's just like, these millennials, and then some kid was having a hard time, like a tube fell off or something, that, you know, and he's like, see, he doesn't even know how to run that machine. I'm like, dude, stop talking. You're 70-something, you don't know how to work a knife. You cut your hand open, everyone knows you cut away from you. You cut away. That's Cub Scout week 1 right there. You don't cut towards you. Why don't you worry about what you don't know how to do in life and let everybody else figure out theirs, right? Listen, you gotta stop. And I've also been guilty of it. If you're older at all, if you're my age plus, stop complaining about the younger generation. Just stop. Save your energy. Complain about something else. Well, problem with kids today is that, you know what? They are living in a different world than the one you were lucky enough to live in, right? So stop. Well, yeah, but 20-year-olds, right? 20-year-olds bug. Yeah, that's the deal. You bug people. You just did it in a members-only's jacket. Listen, if you're in your 20s, I'm not giving you rent free. You are annoying. I'm saying you are annoying, but that's your job. If you're 20, you're supposed to annoy somebody that's 60 plus. That's how it works. If you're 70 plus and you were a beatnik reading your dumb poetry, you were bugging people at 60s or 70s. If you were a little bit younger and you were hippie, you smelled. You bugged people that were 60 or 70. When I was in my 20s, I'm sure I bugged people as I came rollerblading past them with my corduroy shorts. Because it's always important when it's 110 outside to still wear corduroy. It's still... My corduroy shorts, my Spuds McKenzie shirt, my polo cologne, which is probably the reason why I crapped out the right side of my face. I was too consistent on one side. I should have sprayed in front of me, then stepped into the mist. That would have been more healthy, but I sprayed on the right. It got in my nervous system. It lied dormant for 40 years, and then right when the stress came out, then that's when it just collapsed the right side of my face. You people who wore Dakar Nar, good luck. I don't know what's gonna happen to you. Right, that's the thing. Younger people have always bugged older people, and there's nothing wrong with it. I'm sure that there was some kid in the, 1800s who had a cup and a string and a ball, and that kid was minding his own business, trying to catch the ball in the cup, right? And they're like, yeah, this game's awesome. And then some dick from the 1700s walks by. We never had the cup and string when I was that age. Their face is in the cup and ball string game the whole day. They're not even paying attention. Back in my day, we were looking out for pterodactyls. Kids today don't even know how to throw spears at dinosaurs. But here's the deal, though. If you are younger, if you are in your 20s or 30s, pay attention to what older people are complaining about, because you will grow into that exact problem, right? Believe it or not, if you're 20 years old, I was where you were 20-some years ago. So listen, if you're 28, there's no way I'm smarter than you. There's no way that I even think that I'm smarter than you. I will make the case that I've seen more of the series than you have. I will make the case that I'm 20 seasons ahead of you. So I have some spoilers for you. It doesn't mean I'm smarter than you. I can give you some of the plot lines that you'll see as you get older. Oh boy, where do I start? One of the episodes, you're gonna learn what a no-fault 50-50 state is. That'll be an expensive episode. Yeah, and then there'll be another episode where all those condoms in your pocket will turn to Tums. That's when you realize, I got a better chance of getting a stomachache than getting laid, don't I? Okay. I'll adjust. There'll be the episode where you learn about your bladder. Right? You guys in your early 20s, you didn't even know you had a bladder. Right? Because you don't make decisions based upon your bladder's capabilities. Your first thought, if you got to drive any decent amount of distance, won't be, how many times am I going to have to stop to pee? You will one day change your airline preference to aisle. And then you'll pull out the seating chart, and then you'll look and see where's my seat in proportion to the bathroom. Because you don't want to sit in row 9 or 10, because here's what happens. When the drink cart gets to row 11 and you got to pee, you got to wait to row 30. That's a long wait. So what you learn is you get row 20, then that way, as the drink cart's coming, you can use the cart to block other people, and you can run to the bathroom and use the cart to cut off the lifeline for the rest of the cabin. And then jump back into your seat right before the cart comes, like the first Indiana Jones movie with the big ball, right? To have my 20-something-year-old bladder back, are you kidding me? You don't even know. Right? You guys, if you're, in your early 20s as a fella, if you're downtown, maybe drinking a little, decide to take a leak behind a dumpster, right? You can stop, and you think you see a cop. You have the ability to shut down the stream, okay? Reholster it. Completely dry. Completely dry. You can be like, hey guys, I gotta pee. Turn a corner, pee. Reholster it, completely dry. Now, I've said completely dry a couple times to make a point. Let's jump to season 48. We're gonna skip a lot of seasons. Let's just jump to season 48. Okay, now at season 48, I'm no longer a kid. I don't pee in alleys behind dumpsters. That's what kids do, okay? Now I'm a respectable man. Now I'm peeing on a golf course like a gentleman. Okay, and what's gonna happen is you're gonna start to pee, and as you're peeing, you're gonna see the next group coming, and then that's when you're gonna have a weapons malfunction. That's when everything's gonna crap out on you. And you're gonna forget all your training. There's a reason why we drill over and over again. That way we get steps in our muscle memory. So you gotta put the rounds in. That way you just know, right? You just practice, so that way you go. But you're gonna forget all your training when it's a dry fire drill. Fellas, I'll speak to you. Let's go over some quick training tips. Always point it down range. Always know where it's pointing at. Never point it at anything you don't want it to hit. Very important. Second biggest rule, always assume it's loaded. Always assume it's loaded. Always clear it before putting it away. It's clear. It's clear. It's clear. If you're gonna hand it to somebody else, have them go clear, clear. Again, whoever you're handing it to, assume it's loaded. Clear it first. Get off the X. Don't be in the line of fire. But you're gonna forget all that, and you're just gonna dump it. You're just gonna dump it back into your pants, and that's when you're gonna misfire and have a big $50 mark right on your pants. Then you get to have this conversation, if you're married, with your wife, when your wife goes, do you just have a lot of pee on your underwear? It's gross. Like, can we not talk about my underwear, please? Yeah, but your underwear is gross. Okay, that's fine, but you know what? There's times I've walked by your underwear, I've had questions. How deep in this conversation you want to go? Because there's been times I've walked by your underwear and I've just... And I didn't say anything because I figured, I'm sure she's aware of the situation. It's probably not her first rodeo. I'm sure there's an essential oil for that. I'm probably just gonna go about my life. There's another episode. I like to call it, I don't know, the bread episode or the eating episode. At 20-something, at 30-something, you can wolf down food, and it really doesn't affect you, whatever food it is you're eating. I remember when I was in my early 20s, I used to live in Chicago, and I remember walking out of a bar at, 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning, right, trying to find your car. And this was back when it was okay to drive drunk. Nobody had a problem with it. Right? If you just found a street vendor selling hot dogs, if you just ate a hot dog, you would totally sober up. Like, hot dogs were made different back then. For every 4 shots, 1 hot dog, sober. Okay. Right? So, but I remember like walking, getting a street vendor hot dog in the middle of the night, right? Wolfing it down. But I don't remember ever buying any water or anything to drink to wash down all the bread that I just ate. I don't remember doing that. Okay, so season 48, I was at Popeye's Chicken. I grabbed a pinch full of biscuit. That's key. I didn't go full biscuit in mouth. I grabbed a pinch of biscuit, tossed it into my mouth. It got right about here. And then I just went, all right, this is how I die. Okay. I'm probably not gonna text my brother to see if I'm choking. So, and I'm like, but this is weird. I'm not choking, but the bread isn't going anywhere. This is, like, is this what a snake feels like when it eats a mouse? Because this would be horrible. I would be a vegetarian if I was a snake. Like, did I swallow, it was like a crouton-sized piece of bread. Did I swallow one of those dinosaur pills that when it gets wet, it expands into a sponge? Right? Or if, like a nacho or a potato chip, and then you swallow it, and then as it's going down, you're like, I think it's slicing my entire body. I'm like, that edge of that nacho was so sharp. There is no way I'm not bleeding right now. There is no way I'm not. I'm not kidding you. I had to look that up once. It hurt so bad. I'm like, okay, so when it gets to my heart, is that when it stabs me? Like, I literally went to WebMD, right? And I went, can you bleed out from a Dorito? And I need medical information pretty fast, okay? Don't judge me about where I get it from, right? So can you bleed out from a Dorito? And before the website gave me any type of medical information, this box pops up with this picture, and the box just says, are you a robot? And I'm like, no, I'm not a robot. I'm bleeding out from a Dorito. And just, like, I don't know, I just don't know if you're not a robot. Okay, listen, if you're not a robot, then click on the picture of all the trucks. And then I'll know you're not a robot. And then, okay, I've never passed that test my first try in the history of my life. So I already have test anxiety going into this, okay? And then second, I don't know what country those pictures are taken from, but I get confused. They're like, click on the storefront. I'm like, I don't know. Maybe this is a third world country and they use, like, I don't know. That could be a house. I don't know where. Click on the crosswalks. There's not a straight line. That's all that weird, like, it's all zigzaggy. I don't know what that is. Well, click on the truck. I don't see a truck. I see a vehicle with one front tire. That's not a truck. Show me an F-150, I'll start clicking on things. But you know what? I don't see a truck. Give me another picture. Okay. Just click on the motorcycle then. I see a scooter. Is that the question? I don't see anything that would need a motorcycle license. You know what? I identify as a robot. So, what are you gonna do? You gonna judge me? I identify as a robot. Matter of fact, computer, you're a robot. Quit being a self-hating robot. What else? There's also this episode, and I am jealous. Keep in mind, a lot of the things that I say, I am jealous of you if you're younger. Here's what I'm jealous of. I am jealous that you might even have plans to do something after this show, okay? And here's the thing about life. Sometimes in life, we are so not in the present. Sometimes in life, you're so worried about point B or C that you forget the journey from A to B. The journey getting to where you're going is where all the life actually happens. So you will age out of whatever's going on in your life now, you're going to age out of it. And some of us need a little bit of help in certain situations. Some of us, I wish it was either an app or a wallet, or maybe you kept something in your purse where it had a scenario guide and you can match your age with the scenario and it just tells you if you should do it, yes or no, right? Some people, I'm 37, should I tell people how many shots I've done? No, right? I'm 55, should I cry like a baby when a phone gets taken away from me at a comedy show so I pay attention? No. Everybody gets their sippy cups back in about 20 minutes. Relax. So you all age out of stuff. So if you're younger and you have plans to do something later, when you're out tonight, just take a moment and enjoy being out with friends. Look at the time and go, boy, it is late. I'm having a good time, because life will unfold. Time takes away everything. And one day you're going to wake up and go, I don't need to be up past 10 for any reason. Right? As a comic, I usually do shows 8 and 10:30. I gotta say, shortly after this, I'm gonna start doing 2 and 4s. So get on that mailing list if you would like to go. We'll get this done. Drop your kids off at soccer, whip to my show, pick them up. I think that should be my business model, right? So mommy, daddy, we'll be right back. We're running to the store. Just come here, hang out, have a drink, go back, pick them up. And now if you're younger, though, you're thinking, well, I don't want to get older, John. If, you don't do anything after 10, how do you have a good time in life? Okay, here's a little secret in life, okay, that this was in one of the episodes, but you got to kind of, so I'll just tell you what it is. Here's why older people still have an awesome time in life, even though they go to bed before 10 o'clock. You can do 3 a.m. at noon. Any trouble you younger people try to find at night can be found during the day. You don't need to be in trouble and tired. Right? You're always gonna party, but eventually you're gonna get your drugs from your doctor. And you're gonna go from wanting to stay up all weekend to going, yo, you got anything that'll just knock me out? I just wanna be done. Can I have that pill you gave me last time? I don't want to be dead, but I don't want to be alive. So I just want my whole body to feel like the right side of my face. That's all. I just want that. I would take a sleeping pill every night just because I was too lazy to fall asleep. That's the point of life that I just hit, where just falling asleep is too much work, and I just don't have it in me, right? Now, if you're younger, you don't even understand this, right? If you're in your 20s, you fall asleep when your body just shuts down, right? That's you pass out. You don't really fall asleep. Well, there's a time when you get a little bit older, you start doing some backwards math, and you go, I need to be in bed in 5 hours. I should probably start getting ready for bed now. I'm gonna start the wind down process. I'm gonna be in bed in about 5 hours. I should just put my sleepy pants on right now, since that way I'm just ahead of the game. And if I'm gonna be in bed in 5 hours, I should just lay on the couch, because what am I gonna get done in 4 hours anyway? So I'll just lay on the couch and I'll wind down so I can go to bed restful. Right? But I would have to stop taking, because my sleeping pills, one, I would lose my memory on them. Like, they're not good for you. Like, I would lose my memory. There were times where I would forget if I took them. I would literally go, I should take a sleeping pill so I get to bed. And then I'll mess around on my computer. Then about 20 minutes into the computer messing around time, I'm not a robot. I am not a robot. And then about 20 minutes after that, I have to ask myself, did I take the sleeping pill? I don't even remember I know I thought about it, but I don't know if I took it. And then I start playing CSI and trying to figure out, okay, let's see. I was sitting here. I think I was here for a while. Somebody brought me a bottle of wine. I don't know who got me that, but I've been drinking the wine. I made some grilled cheese sandwiches. I think I have a peanut butter and jelly sandwich in the Instant Pot. I hope that turns out. I don't know if I took the Ambien. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna take one more sleeping pill just in case. And then I should chase it with NyQuil just in case it's a placebo. And then I would start buying stuff online and actually eating. The amount of food I ate on sleeping pills was insane, and the mess I would make was even worse. I would shovel cereal in my mouth like this, and then at some point I thought I was feeding, right? I'm feeding pigeons, I'm salting steps, I'm fertilizing stuff, I'm throwing confetti, we just won the war. I don't know what I'm doing, right? And then, this is the case, like, then I would started buying things online, right? Like just random stuff I get from Amazon Prime that I didn't remember. And we all do that. You all come home, maybe you're drinking a little, and you start making purchases you don't need. And here's the deal. That's when you should get some protection. Amazon should know you put anything in your cart at 2:30 a.m., something's up, right? That's when a box should pop up that just goes, "Are you drunk?" And then you're like, "No, I'm not drunk. I don't know, just tell me if you're drunk or not." Okay, and then it shows you a picture of a cupcake, and if you touch the screen, yeah, you just tried to eat the fake cupcake. You're done. We're shutting you down. You can only buy stuff from 10 to 3 from now on. That's the new rule. And I gotta tell you, late night purchases, I've bought a lot of really cool things and I've never returned anything. So whatever subconscious I have that gets a little loosey-goosey, I buy some good stuff. Here's some things that I've bought. One time, I got a hoodie that holds a cat. Maybe the greatest purchase I've ever made in my entire life. It's just literally, it's a hoodie. You can put your cat there if you have a cat. Or if you don't have a cat, it's a big pocket. I keep everything in that pocket. I have TV remotes in there. I got the side gate key. I got a garage door clicker. I got a power bar, some water, some Kevlar shoelaces, some reading glasses, PlayStation controller. It's kind of like my bug out hoodie. I could run into the woods and probably live off of what's in that pocket for about like a day and a half. I watch so much TV and there's so many infomercials. I'm just lucky they didn't catch me at a low point, and I just heard a knock on the door and I open it and there's two moving guys standing there with that bathtub with the door on it. And I'm like, oh man, I pulled the trigger on that thing? I do not remember that night. That's probably the same night I got qualified for a reverse mortgage. Well, you're here, I got extra cash, hook it up. Now listen, if you're in your 20s, you probably don't know what the bathtub with the door on it is. Because they don't play that commercial on your channels. But basically, once you get older, stepping over anything becomes a huge pain in the ass. So you're not gonna step over your bathroom. So that's why the bathtub with the door on it is convenient. But I have so many questions about the bathtub with the door on it. Right? Here's one. You get into the bathtub, you close the door, you turn on the water. How long is that fill process? I just see me just sitting there, really bored as the water is now up to my ankles. Like I'm a captain of a boat that's sinking, and I've decided I'm gonna go down with the ship, and I'm just sitting there. That just seems like a long time to be naked, looking at yourself. It's just like a long time to sit and body shame yourself, I think. I don't feel any positive self-talk coming out of your brain. I think that bath would do more harm to you than good at the end of the day with how you feel about yourself and your body image. Then when you're done and you hit the drain button, how long does it take for the water to drain? And do you have dirty bathtub rings on you? I don't know how you wouldn't. And then if you had a forensic scientist come in right when you got out, would they be able to tell from your rings you got into the bath at 5:57? Temperature was 82 degrees. 22 minutes after the bath started is when you threw in a Lush bath bomb. You can tell by the concentration of peppermint around your ankles that that's how low the water was. There's that I'm lucky I didn't get, and then there's also, I'm lucky I haven't purchased yet, is that Acorn chairlift. Okay, if you're younger and you don't know what that is, it is a chair that starts at the bottom of your stairs, and that chair takes you up to the top of the stairs, or it takes you down, right? And if it's in the middle, that's a rough day, because you gotta free climb down to that thing, right? But here's why I want the Acorn chairlift so bad, okay? The commercial for it is, there's a woman, somebody's nana, is just sitting in the chair. And she has perfect posture, and she's just slowly going up the stairs. Okay, and it's maybe because just as a person, to be honest with you, I've had a rough 7 months of life. There's something about that chair that just seems so peaceful. I want 7 steps of just peace in my life. I'll get back to the fight of life, but can I have a 7-stair break, please? Because if you're strapped to that chair, the world can't expect anything from you. That is your time. That is all about you. Unless you live with a dick, then they're gonna throw a basket of clothes on your waist. Or your cat's gonna ride you like a gondola up to the top. But if somebody calls you at that moment, you can, I'm gonna assume you have a flip phone. You just open up your flip phone and you can be like, yo, I'm about to go up the stairs, I'm gonna lose you halfway, what do you got? And then you're like, okay. And then you put your phone into chair mode, and then you close your phone, and then you just take a breath. Take a breath and slowly go up the stairs looking at old family photos. Here's also why I'm obsessed, but now with my life change, I have some questions. So, right, I was married, I never had kids of my own, but now that I'm single, I doubt I would have kids this late in life, but you know, who knows, right? So now, let's say I do have a kid. Is that kid gonna wreck my Acorn chairlift lifestyle? Because I would have right? I would be Acorn chairlift age and have a teenager. I don't want to be halfway up my stairs in my Acorn chairlift and just have to yell, plug it back in! That's when my cat pops her head out of my hoodie. Like, plug it back in! I'm going to the dance, Dad! No, you're not! Plug it back in! Then I gotta hit my life alert call button. Hello, life alert? No, I haven't fallen. I'm trapped about 3 steps up, though. Nope, got no power. Nope, didn't get the emergency hand crank because they didn't know my son was gonna be a douche. My mom passed away years ago, but I went through her storage unit that I had saved, right? And I'm my mom's only kid, and I ended up throwing away almost everything that was in there because I don't have kids to pass down this stuff. And I had a big thing, and as a person, I'm also trying to get rid of everything I own. I just want to I don't want anything anymore. I've reached a stage, stuff is dumb. I don't want things, right? Stuff is dumb. I'd rather do things than buy things, right? So, but Here's the lesson of that, though. If you have older children, you know what the best thing you can get your older children for one of their birthdays is a bonfire and burn your shit in front of your kids. Yeah, but what about Grandma's hutch? It smells like cigarettes. Nobody wants it. So anyway, I was going through my mom's stuff, and I found a box of my old elementary school pictures, right? And then what was cool about seeing the pictures was I also found the order form, which I haven't seen in a while. Remember the A package, B package, C package, D package, right? And it was funny, as a kid, I always thought we were poor because my parents always got the smallest package, right? I'm like, why are we getting the D package? And then you look, it's a money grab from your school system. At A package, your kid doesn't need 50 8x10s. They're not signing autographs at Comic-Con. It's stupid. Right? But then, now kids can take pictures of themselves and then submit that picture as their class picture, which must be nice, because you could probably look back at any of your elementary school pictures, or I'll speak for me. I don't think there was one year my parents knew it was picture day. There's no way I was wearing my A-game shirt that day. It literally looks like 3 years in a row, I'm still wearing my pajama top. It's just a random shirt with the number 11 on it. And every year, it just got tighter and tighter. So by 5th grade, I just look like an out-of-shape superhero. Pop-Tarts all over my face, chocolate milk lips. Haircut from the night before when I told my mom, Mom, I think I need a haircut for tomorrow's pictures. And my mom's like, I'll cut your hair for you. And then you're like, no, you can't. Can you take me someplace to get my haircut? That costs money. It's 2 packs of Benson and Hedges menthol lights. But, so can we go somewhere? No, I'll cut it. And then she'd go into the junk drawer and pull out those orange-handled junk drawer mom scissors. Those same scissors used to open up CDs and pop the lid off paint cans and cut pizza. Cut the dog crap off the dog when I got married right there. We'd always run around the house. Mom's trying to cut her hair with the dingleberry scissors again. You wouldn't even care about germs. You would see your mom cutting off the dog crap with those scissors. Those were the first scissors you'd use to open up those Otter Pops. You're like, yeah. I love me the Otter Pops. Click, 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 click. What flavor you have? I have strawberry dingleberry. What about you? I got grape dingleberry. I had to take an Uber or Lyft recently, and here's the only thing I don't like when I get into a random Uber or Lyft is I always hate when they ask you the questions, why are you in town, what are you doing, stuff like they say, I don't mind random questions, but not factual questions. Like when I get picked up from my house, I hate when they go, where are you off to? How long you gone for? I don't know, how much time is it gonna take for you to rob me? 50-50 no fault state, not stuff left. Have at it. Right? So I always just make up stuff. Like I literally will lie to a driver my entire trip about why I'm in town. I think it's hilarious. What a lot of times I always go, I'm a chocolatier. And then as we pass a building, I go, we just bought that building. We're gonna turn that into a chocolate factory. and you see the excitement on somebody's face when you tell them a chocolate factory is coming to their city. And they'll be like, the high school? Yeah, the high school. We just bought that. But that's where I went to high school. Well, it's a chocolate factory. I don't know what to tell you. So. The younger the driver, the more I get away with. One time, I was the group Hanson's dad. And I just talked about how I wrote Mbop. I'm like... I hit Zach's head on the crib. I'm like, bop, chick it down, down, do, bop, chick it out, down, do, bop, chick it out, down, do. One time I landed in Phoenix. This is key. I landed in Phoenix, and they go, "What are you in town for?" And I go, "Oh, I paint." They go, "Are you an artist?" I go, "No, I do commercial painting." Think we're done? They go, "What type of commercial painting do you do?" I go, "We paint lighthouses." Phoenix is a tough market for us. And then he wasn't even paying attention. He just goes, "Oh, what kind of paint do they use on lighthouses?" Waterproof, usually. Waterproof, and you're not allowed to paint waves or horizons for some reason. We had one guy who was very Bob Ross. He had to let him go. Just wasn't a fit. Here's one of my favorites, though. One of my favorites is, guy goes, "What are you in town for?" I said, "Installation." He goes, "What are you installing?" And I go, "Oh, I own a trapdoor company. And we're putting trapdoors in most of the 7-Elevens in this area. That way, if they ever get robbed, then the cashier just, shh." As that's coming out of my mouth, I'm thinking, why does that not exist? That seems like an easy fix for a lot of problems. Just trapdoor 'em. That's just trapdoor 'em. Here's probably why, right? If you had a trapdoor option where you worked, you know you'd be pulling that lever more than you should. You know, somebody be like, "Listen, we're allowed 6 trapdoor removals. We're at like 47, so you really got to cut it down." You know, if you're a cashier and somebody's buying cigarettes in nickels at 2 a.m., you done. "Hey, did you know they're turning the high school into a chocolate factory?" You're done. "Hey, is Hanson playing it?" But you're done. And why would I stop there? Why would I not have residential trapdoors? That even sounds funner than commercial trapdoors. That way your boxes aren't going to be stolen off your porch. And listen, remember in the 80s when you had answering machines, right? How excited you were. Even if you had to pee or had groceries, you'd come home, you'd look at your answering machine message just to see if anybody called you. You mean to tell me you wouldn't be as excited to check the trapdoor container when you got home? I think you'd be as excited. Then you look, it'll be just some kid trying to sell candy bars for his hockey team. I'm like, "Oh man, sorry, buddy." I always have to do that. I always have kids come to my door, knocking on the door, selling candy bars for something they're trying to raise money for. It's a good call. People love chocolate. It's good. It's a no-brainer. I don't know why kids are the only ones allowed to sell chocolate. I think I should be able to. I'm in a different city every week. I think, you know, or anybody. I think you should be able to just go door to door if you need something, knock on the door, and if they answer, you'd be like, "Hello. I'm selling candy bars so I can learn how to be an entrepreneur. And it is teaching me skills. We have chocolate and milk chocolate. And all the proceeds for these candy bars will be going to purchase a putter my wife does not know about. Or possibly a drone. Okay, I'll take a few. That's awesome. What type of drone you getting? I had to get a new car recently because state of California decided I didn't need one. And, So I don't buy new cars. That's not my thing. I usually buy a car, then I put at least 100-some thousand miles on it, then I get a new one. So I always miss out on a lot of technology because I'm usually pretty far behind. So the car I got now is maxed out with technology, and I gotta say, it's I don't know if I love it. Like, I had buddies telling me, you should just get a Tesla. Just get a Tesla. I'm like, yeah, but Teslas are great cars, but your car rats you out every night. Every night you're done with the car, it pulls over, it's like, yo, Elon, you know what they did today? Here's how fast he drove, here's what station they listened to, here's how many times they hit McDonald's, here's the normal routes. You need your car to be a partner in crime. You can't do anything shady in a Tesla, right? That's why I have an idea, okay? I'm gonna start a startup, and I'm gonna open up a chain of dealerships. It's gonna be called burnercar.com. And there's gonna be no technology. And if you need my car for whatever you need to do, then I'll be like, I'll walk you in the lot going, hello, there's a Ford Escort, there is a Probe, that's awesome. We got a Fiero. In case you're planning on doing cocaine and going to a racquetball tournament a little bit later, so you got that for you. That's got a cassette CD converter right there, that's awesome. But it's weird. My car that I have, here's some features that I don't love about it. I'll get used to it. One, it's a push-button start, and that's a little weird for me just because I like seeing keys hang, so at least I know where the keys are, right? Already with my new car, I've been whipping down the freeway doing 80, then I start to get stressed going, I don't know where the keys are to this car. I'm checking my cat hoodie. I'm like, I don't know where the keys are to the car, but they're on me or we wouldn't be moving. But I'm like, but what if the spare's in the glove box? I don't know if I actually, there's been times where, and then when I stop, there's been times where I forgot to hit the button to turn off the car because I'm not doing the normal. One time I went into a restaurant, I came out, my car was still running. I'm like, was it running that whole time? But I also did that, I'm just a dumbass. I forgot to turn my car off, but old school cars, I forgot that my car was already on, and I've done that move where you go, wah! Like, ha 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 ha. I didn't know it was on. No. You ever do this move when you're just sitting in your car, and the car next to you starts to move, and you're like, oh my God. Oh. I thought I was going in reverse. Oh my God. But here's the deal, like with the push button, and here's how lucky you are. If you're in your 20s, you haven't even experienced this because your car, even if you think it's crappy, was still built in the 2000s. Okay? Cars not turning over, cars not starting used to be a thing, and that was part of your life, wondering if your car is gonna start. You would leave earlier in the morning to see if your car, just to show you, side note, how much technology has changed. There was a time where you would drive to work, remember? You didn't have a watch, you didn't have a phone that told you the time. You would go to work and you didn't know if you were late or not. You would just have to go on gut instinct and feel. Maybe if you lived by a bank, you could look at what time it was, but that was all, right? But cars didn't always turn over, like depending on if the car was parked on a hill, depending on what radio station you left it on before you turn it off. Remember you'd sit there and you'd have to go, and then you'd have to just start slamming the gas, bam, 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 Then if you're a teenager, that's when your dad would throw open the door, you're flooding it! You're flooding it! Right? Then you'd have to roll down the window, look at him, what? What? Not flooded, Then you'd have to put your car in a neutral, and that way your car would roll out of the driveway with no noise. You get a little bit down the hill, and then that's when you Then that dad would swing open the door. You're flooding it! But remember how excited you were when the car turned over? Remember when when it would finally start, you're like, my day is awesome. I won. I wish my new car, when you hit the button, it would make the old noise, and then just start. That would be awesome. Because then I would be like, my day's gonna be great. This is awesome. So then, when we were at the dealership, the guy goes, put the car in the park, and then we'll go inside, and we'll talk about money. So I'm sitting there, and I have the gear shift, and I'm moving it. I'm like, but I can't find park. I see like 1, 2, reverse, neutral, and I'm moving it every way you can. I'm like, I don't see park anywhere. And then the guy goes, oh, there's a button. You take this finger, you take your index finger, and you have to reach around the handle, and there's a button that you go like that. I'm like, seriously? I have to find the G spot of the handle? This seems very uncomfortable. Every time I have to park a car, I have to be like, is this okay? Is this okay? Is this okay? If you don't want to do this, we don't have to do this. Is this okay? You know what? You just do it yourself. I'm just gonna watch. You just do it yourself. My hands are gonna be up like this. I'm gonna FaceTime my friends so they see there's consent this entire time. And I'm not touching anything from now on. I'm not touching nothing. But it just doesn't feel like you're done driving with the buttons. It just doesn't have that old school finality. And that's the deal. If you're in your 20s, you don't know what it feels like to be done driving, especially if you're hitting buttons. Some of you people in here older than me knows what it feels like when you pull into a parking space and your shifter would be on your wheel, and you'd be like, done. Right? Just shifter, I'm done. Your grandpas knew when they were done driving. There wasn't a question. If they were pissed off at somebody, they could pull next to them. Done. You can't do that now. Now you pull next to somebody like, let me just turn this off and this off. Let me sign out of my Facebook page real quick. And what'd you say to me? Like, it just doesn't feel like you're done. Like, your whole generation, you guys lost the ability of slamming shit. Like, that's the one thing that they took from you. If you're in your 20s, you don't know what it feels like to get off the phone angry. You don't know what it feels like because you still have that anger built. You don't know what it feels like to slam a house phone. You don't even know what a house phone is. Right? House phones used to be this weird yellow or green, and I just remember my dad, I don't remember what, just getting so mad that he would start smashing the receiver, or he'd slam it down. The phone itself weighed 50, 60 pounds, that you could use it as a self-defense weapon. If you thought somebody was in your house, you'd grab your whole phone and be like, all right, I'm gonna smack you. And with the receiver, you could beat somebody with it, then choke them with the cord. And as they're passing out, all they're hearing, if you'd like to make a call, please hang up the phone. You don't know what it's like to slam stuff. Like, even parents now can't slam things. If you're a kid in the 70s or 80s and you had that minivan, everybody knows what that Astro van from the 80s sounds like when your parents would slam that door. When your parents are mad, they go, and then as fast as they could, they would just, right? You could tell your mom was mad because she didn't even give you the fingers, feet warning. She would just, you can't slam stuff now. If you're a parent, you get mad at your kids. You're like, you do not act that way in public. Then you got to hit the button and watch it slowly close. Who put their hand in front of the sensor? You got to hit the button again, rewatch it slowly close. Reopens. Put your hand in front of the sensor one more time. Watch what happens to you. I was thinking back to when I was a kid. I have no memory of any type of car seat when I was a kid. I have zero memory of, I don't know how my parents got me around as a kid, right? But I do have memories of being a little kid in my parents' car. I remember waking up a lot of times in the middle of the night in the backseat of my parents' car, walking into the house going, so you brought in groceries, just forgot you had a kid? Yeah. I woke up because I was shivering because it's 42 degrees outside. So I guess I just don't eat dinner? Is that what happens? So you just... You know what? I got pictures tomorrow. I'm just going to wear this 11 shirt. I'm good. Thank you. Hopefully your day went okay. Okay. I don't remember any type of car seat. I remember going to my grandma or grandpa's house, literally sitting in the front seat armrest of my grandpa's car, just going, this seat is awesome. Look it, I'm higher than grandpa's compass. Pre-drink holder, that's when your grandpa would open up his can of beer, hand it to you, you take a couple swigs, then he lights up his Pall Mall no filter. I love Pall Mall no filter. Sure hope this secondhand smoke doesn't crap out Johnny's face 42 years from now. Like, what are the car seat laws now? They're kind of insane. I think your kid still has to be in a car seat if your kid's 5'7", 145 pounds. I feel sorry for anybody who's got a kid who wrestles at 98 pounds varsity. That poor kid is in a car seat going, I'm going to regionals! I'm seated third, and I'm in a car seat. I'm not going to prom in a car seat. I'm not going to prom in a car seat. Yeah, you are, buddy. I don't know what to tell you. You're gonna be in a car seat. I'll vacuum out all the goldfish crackers out of there for you so you can go, but... And your date's a little taller. She can be in a booster chair, but you gotta be in a car seat, my buddy. Well then, can I face forward like a big boy? Guys, thank you so much for coming out. I really appreciate you guys. It was good. That was the one, guys. Thank you so much. Take care. We'll see you.